right, welcome to the weekly roundup.
And this week it's a little bit different than it was last week. We had some kind of proper news.
Yeah.
Last week was the aftermath of Mega Dream EX, looking back on some impressions, pull rates, pricing. We finished Mega Dream at the end of November. We have a new set coming out. That is the Start Deck 100 Battle Collection. We talked about this a little bit, but they continue to slowly release the card list. And this is 100 decks, so it's likely we're not going to get all of this until fans are actually opening it and showing. But interesting for me, the return of Trainers Pokemon. So this time we have at least one deck. I'm assuming there's going to be more, with this being the precedent. Erica, Gen 1 gym trainer, highly popular. She has a deck. There's some speculation that there's going to be some URs, some SARs. That's pretty exciting.
Yeah.
Back when we had Battle Partners and then Heatwave Arena, I said, if they're just going to do a couple sets with the trainers Pokemon seals, given the fact that we have almost 30 years of history, Pokemon characters, trainers, it's kind of a shame that there are going to be this few trainers highlighted this round, but they're actually doing more, so I'm over the moon. It is interesting that we've gone from Scarlet and Violet to Mega, though, so we're kind of crossing generations in doing this. Another card that was revealed was this Eevee card, and up until now, this had been an overseas exclusive card. I think English and some Asian countries. Being an overseas set collector, I want to get every language version of it. It's not in Japanese, so I want to get every version. But this is in Start Deck 100, so I just get one copy, one and done. We haven't seen the best yet. I believe the best is yet to come. I think there are going to be a lot of things as of yet unknown that are going to be in the set. There, of course, is going to be at least one secret deck, all foil cards. Yeah. Looking forward to that.
I think we'll jump into the next topic. I can talk about this PSA drama.
I'm not excited about this.
This just keeps getting fed into my algorithm, but this guy in particular, he had 11 graded cards in the vault of PSA. This is what I know. And the majority of them, I think actually all of them were a 9, the PSA 9. Mm-hmm. And PSA have this feature, the buyback feature, which I'm sure you've heard of. They will buy your graded card 80% or just below 80% market value. Mm-hmm. So what PSA have got caught in doing is that 3 of his cards were graded as a 9 with the same cert, and then PSA were selling it with a 10 with the same cert. And you should read this guy's Twitter, because he was updating everyone on this and it just went viral. And he said PSA have explained that this was only a once-off, something to do with the grader or something to that effect. Like, people are not buying it, and it's pretty shady practice if they're cracking open 9s with cert from like you and I or whoever's selling them, and we sell it by PSA, which is already a conflict of interest, I think. Yep. And then they have cracked open these, and how many have they done? This is just someone who's investigated it. So, and he has clearly linked everything. Everything is linked, and he actually caught them. Like, they were selling it as a PSA 10, and now they've also said, since they got caught, they said, we will be returning all the profits of what was sold to, I guess, to this guy, and then a refund to whoever bought it. So something along those lines. Like, it's very, like, I've just been tracking it, but it's legit. Like, they've certainly got caught with one. There's at least one that was done. How many times have they actually done this? And how many times are they doing this with users that, like, don't have a social media presence? It's very hard to trust this company.
It's well known that they would give up to 30 seconds per card for grading. I would like to give them the benefit of that. They're just doing way too much. They're making some mistakes. But if they're things like this, I mean, that's big trouble. I mean, we can talk legal repercussions. I mean, but the good news, conversely, is now this is out there. You know, there are a lot of people going to go back and scrutinize their past submissions. So, you know, if this is a widespread problem, we'll know about it in short order. All right, we have yet another simplified Chinese exclusive art card. This is a pretty cheap one, back from early to mid Scarlet and Violet. But, you know, China is still playing catch up on some of these sets. Another pretty card. And this is 2026, so we won't see this until next year.
Yeah, the Chinese cards are getting a lot of love.
Continuing in the similar vein, China has also announced Pokemon coins. This kind of series, they don't have in Japan. I'm not sure they have them in overseas markets like America. It contains some packs and it contains a coin as well. They actually kind of a cool idea, but look at the massive number of coins available in this. They have a gold version, a silver version, and then multicolor version. We're talking about 75 coins here. That's pretty massive. At least with Japanese only, it's relatively manageable. If you consider English coins, it's even crazier. Just the thousands of coins out there now. But that's something else coming out exclusive to China. I am a coin collector, and in another related story, this month, right in time with the StarTech 100 release, they're doing wave 6 of the Pokemon coin collection. These are vending machine coins. You go to the Pokemon Center, you can get them. I looked at this and I thought, okay, go to the Pokemon Center, blow coins, spend until we get the complete set. So look forward to that when it comes out. I might, just for the sake of doing this video, may hop down on release day on the 19th to see if we can get that done. Looking forward to that. So on the topic of Mega Dream EX, we were talking about that. I think last week I mentioned that there were some error cards that were discovered, and it turns out one of the Chinese printings, the foil layer had actually been put on the Mega artwork, the Mega Attack Rares. Yeah. And it led to these really kind of cool errors. They're very subtle. If you don't look closely, you won't notice it. But the name of the Pokemon, the back foil treatment is different. So you have the Japanese print, but then the foil treatment is different. So they don't match up. And if you look closely enough, you can tell. But as with all errors, there are error collectors, and myself included. But what really makes this special, and I predicted this, just as we had earlier in the year, Zora with the foil layer incorrectly added, the SAR added to the SR, that blew up in price. It became the most expensive card in Battle Partners. You're surpassing Lidier by multiples. Similarly, this is a big enough error. The Pokemon Company typically acknowledges them. There was another one a couple years ago with a Victini promo that did the same, trying to urge people to get them recalled, to send them back for fresh copies. Pokemon, they did it. They went back and acknowledged the error. What's interesting is they say there's an error with the foil treatment. They don't say it's an error with the Chinese treatment, which makes sense. They're not going to admit their mistakes to that extent. But they did say that all 10 of the Mega Attack Rares for these were affected. I think to date, I've opened 9 boxes. We haven't gotten any from the boxes I've pulled, so they're relatively rare. Gengar, Charizard, Dragonite, all 3 of those are hundreds of dollars a piece now, but the others are relatively cheap, talking $30, $40. I picked up a couple. I'll have them in a week. But they went and actually acknowledged these as errors, so that means, it's an official card in my book then. So for a master set collector, you need to have these.
That's a wrap for this weekly roundup. All right, homie.
All right, take care, guys. Thanks. For those of you who signed up for the Phantasmal giveaway, we're still doing that. Give us a little bit more time.
Yeah, I'm trying to go into a store and buy it.
GM is out in the wild fighting the masses for you guys.
I got my HPB, and they keep saying, "Oh well, we get a shipment in on Wednesdays and Fridays." And I'm like, "Okay, can you tell me any more details, because I can't come before work at 6 a.m. and start queuing for products." So I want to go back and get some older stuff. I want 100 boxes of Evolving Skies. 100.